your boy, Captain Colds.
Whoa, and your boy Cash here featuring...
Is he the third man? He's the third man!
The wild card.
And this is Talking Like Champions. And we're back for episode 6 of
Talking Like Champions.
And sorry, everybody, we had to take a week hiatus due to a lot of sleepless nights due to college football 25.
And the wild card recently discovered Blue Chew.
Oh, Lord.
Jiminy Crickets. Besides that, I've been doing a lot of scouting lately. I've been sending the house on everybody here, and just want to let you know, I was a top 25 recruiting class last year and took a 1.5 star school to a 2.5 star school. We're making progress, baby. Making progress out here.
EA Sports College Football 25 has got the sports world of gamers here in a stranglehold. Go play that shit. Nonetheless, it never takes away from our love from wrestling, and that's why we are here talking like champions. We're going to throw it off today. I am Cash. Over here is Wildcard, and over there is Cap, and we're ready to run it down for you here today. A little bit of something special, right, Cap?
I think today you can call me Wade.
He said call him Wade.
What a fantastic fucking movie, let me tell you right now. We're fresh in recording this podcast after watching Deadpool and Wolverine, and let me just tell you, the opening credits, the wild card needed all the Blue Chew in the world because his pants were wetter than wet.
Oh yeah, great movie, fantastic. Go watch it, guys. But
highly recommend it.
Testosterone that we've got bent up here. We've gotten through everything. We've gotten through College Football 25. The wild card's gotten through Blue Chew. We've gotten through Deadpool and Wolverine. Boys, you know what I'm on the road for? Road to SummerSlam.
SummerSlam.
I'm freaking ready. SummerSlam is by far the biggest party of the summer. SummerSlam has got to be one of your favorite, if not your favorite, PLE every year next to WrestleMania.
You know why I used to love SummerSlam?
Why?
Growing up.
Why?
It was my favorite to see the commercials. They were standing out in their little cookout uniform. Had the women in the bikinis. We love you. Sorry, I was watching Deadpool, so my mouth's a little murky today.
Definitely. SummerSlam, yeah, we love the commercials. You kidding me? Cookouts, like you said.
Nothing like puppies.
DX used to be in the, aprons, like they were grilling out and everything, but that's all they were wearing.
Remember when that chick was under the table?
Yeah, for Candice Michelle.
Oh my God.
Love it. SummerSlam, boys.
What were you about to say about SummerSlam, Walker? So I cut you off with that dirty thought. I told you that damn Deadpool.
I cannot remember now.
It's terrible, isn't it?
It's terrible.
We're all over the place.
That
today,
would be
guys.
he's thinking about something else.
We were all over the place.
Jaime.
But SummerSlam's coming.
He's thinking of you. Anyways, SummerSlam, like Cash said, today is a very special edition of Talking Like Champions.
What?
And we're going to do some things here that we haven't done yet because we're going to talk about SummerSlam.
Yeah.
So that being said, what is your favorite moments from SummerSlam, Wildcard? I know we all put together a list here of favorite matches and moments, so why don't you kick us off?
All right, I got a list here in no particular order here.
And yes, there will be some duplicates, people.
There will be some duplicates. Definitely want to go with TLC 1 from SummerSlam 2000. It was a great match, and between No Mercy the previous year with the ladder match and then the tables match at the Royal Rumble, this was just, or this might have been TLC 2.
This was actually TLC 1. It's in my notes.
Okay, it's TLC 1.
You're correct.
Yeah.
Edge and Christian, the Hardy Boys, and the Dudley Boys. Yes.
And it's great carnage. Those 6 guys worked their ass off to put on a spectacular match. And I will tell you, keep going on to the TLC, I'm like, how can you do better? And every year they topped it. But the original TLC one from SummerSlam 2000. Following that up 2 years later from the Nassau Coliseum, SummerSlam 2002, and that's Kurt Angle versus Rey Mysterio. Now, if y'all remember, Kurt Angle had this peppermint gear that looked like he was wearing.
Oh, yeah.
This would be the
straight stripes.
PLE debut of Rey Mysterio.
Yeah, the pay-per-view at the time.
That was straight stripes,
debut.
wasn't it?
Rey Mysterio, yeah. Angle waiting in the ring, and Mysterio pops up from behind. It was a great showing thing for Rey Mysterio, and Rey Mysterio actually went over in that match. And I just love, I've gone back recently and watched that kind of like 2002, 2003 era. Kurt Angle
It's fucking
is
phenomenal.
the best. He literally is.
Of all time. It's arguably.
He's
Very possibly he could be the greatest of all time. You can have that argument with damn near any wrestling fan. Which, I don't want to take it off from you, Chuck, but people will fight and argue that Angle ain't shit. I will die on the hill that says he is. Give it to him.
Dude was comedic and everything.
Yeah,
Crazy.
I was just watching yesterday. It was the video of the build-up between Edge and Kurt Angle's hair versus hair match from Judgment Day, and Kurt Angle was just hilarious.
Not Rhea Ripley's Judgment Day.
Yeah, he debuted his shirt, and then Edge swapped it for the "You Suck" shirt. The "You Suck" chants really took off from there, and he was on an incredible run there. Moving on my list, I have Triple H and The Rock, a ladder match from SummerSlam 1998. Remember, this is in Madison Square Garden, and these guys put on a banger of a ladder match. It's also a little sleeper. It's a nice little hidden gem because these guys were going hard for the Intercontinental Championship at the time because they know that the Intercontinental Championship
Push to the main event.
is a push to the main event.
And it did solidify as two of the greatest of all time to ever step foot inside of that ring. So, we're thankful.
Also, in my opinion, from the same night, the main event, Austin versus Taker, they put on a hell of a match. There's a story where Undertaker actually knocks Austin out during this match, which pretty incredible.
Yeah.
Moving on. Also from that Nassau Coliseum show in 2002, Rock versus Brock, and I think this is so influential in SummerSlam moments because it legitimized Brock Lesnar as your new number one guy.
Face of the company.
And we just actually watched the highlights of that, and like I told you, I said, I hated that SummerSlam, and even though it was one of the best of all time, but it's because I'm biased, and The Rock's one of my favorite of all time, and I was pissed off that The Rock lost to this up-and-coming dude that always attacked everybody from behind. But
why though?
Gotta give him his flowers now.
Went to Hollywood.
All right, moving on with my list. I believe it's 05, 06, 05. We got the ladder match, and this is so great tying in with today's storylines because we all would have loved to see Rhea versus Liv in a ladder match, and I think we could actually get it. It's not going to be at SummerSlam, obviously, because we don't know what's going to happen. We'll talk about that next week on the SummerSlam preview show, but Eddie was doing phenomenal heel work here. I prefer Eddie as a babyface, but his heel work was hilarious. Taking Dom to the park.
Oh, his heel work is damn near untouched.
Yeah, and it was incredible. Vic, we talked about it a couple weeks ago. We touched on this match. You know, Vicky kind of missing her cues there.
excuse me.
Yeah. Moving on, my oldest match or oldest moment in these top 10 lists is from 1992.
Gotta have that.
Bret Hitman Hart versus the British Bulldog for the IC title. Wembley
Deep on the
Stadium.
list. I like it.
There's no particular order.
I like it.
But
No, yeah, but I mean, dug deep back in time. 92. Okay, keep it moving.
92. They put on an incredible match, you know, to be able to, and we still have not seen a stadium show in London since. I mean, we've seen it with AEW, but we have
Not in the WWE.
So, also moving on, the Broiler Room Brawl. This moment is so iconic between Mankind and The Undertaker. And these guys had great chemistry together, and their manipulation, and with Paul Bearer in that storyline too, because if you actually realize...
Which one was this?
The Broiler Room Brawl?
Oh, yeah.
The Paul Bearer actually turns on The Undertaker at the end of this match and sides with Mankind, so he picks up the win.
Mankind was wearing the brown then, right?
Yes.
That's what I thought, yeah.
He had different music for his entrances and also for when he won matches. If you pay attention, he had two different tracks there. To me, going back and watching this next match, it still kills me. Like, this will stand the test of time as just being one of the funniest things ever, and that's HBK versus Hogan. HBK...
It's there for the selling.
Sold like rent was due a week ago. It still holds up to this day. If y'all get a chance to go watch it, if you're just looking for a laugh, or if you want to learn how to sell, go and watch that match. But so my final match on the top 10 list, we're going to stay with the HBK theme, and we're going to do his return match Also, from that Nassau show, I've got 3 matches from that SummerSlam 2002 on my list here.
Yeah.
Top tier SummerSlam for sure. HBK versus Triple H. HBK coming and getting his comeback against a friend, and Triple H. They took care of each other in that match, and they made Shawn look incredible. I did have a top 10 here, but as I'm running through this, I actually want to do an honorable mention, and I know it's probably not going to be on Cap's list.
Thought about it.
It's not going to be Cash's list.
Let's see.
But there was an elimination chamber at SummerSlam.
It was on there, and I took it off at one point.
I gotta
matches down to a top 10 list. Yes,
and I just the moment between Goldberg spearing Chris Jericho through
that pod, obliterating it.
It's just amazing, and that still props to them guys. I'm not saying that an elimination match would be easy or not easy to wrestle in, but they've definitely softened it up from that original.
Oh, of course they have. It's
and to
just
me,
doesn't hurt like it used to.
I really wish they would have kept the original concept.
Oh, me too. They nerfed it. I'll be honest.
They did, and I mean for their safety and well-being, because I mean you're doing these things.
This is just us being selfish wrestling fans. We like pain. Listen, I'm going to go ahead and tell you, then I'm just going to dive right into my 10 because I keep mine in a chronological order. So I'm actually going to start right where you left off at, because starting at the chronological for me, my top was HBK and Triple H in the unsanctioned match 02. I mean, Wildcard said it all himself. It's a bloodbath, and it's nasty, and it's as brutal, and it's as personal as it's going to get back in the time of those stories. I mean, it was the story and storyline to talk about back then. The return of HBK after, 4 years away. Crazy. Go ahead and move on. Said also, this is the repeats, because they're just too good. I'm a Rey Mysterio fan, so I have to put it in there. I'm an Eddie Guerrero fan. Of course I have to put it in there. Ladder match in the custody of Dominic. I call it one of the greatest ladder matches ever for the simple fact of storylining in said ladder match. There was great ladder spots and moments, and the wrestling in the match was obviously good and great. It's Rey and it's Eddie. Just putting the story of them literally fighting over the custody of a kid, it was amazing. And back then you could do that, and the storylines are great.
And you wouldn't have to worry about getting canceled, Slim Shady.
Absolutely. HBK, Hulk Hogan, 05, same card. SummerSlam 05 is underrated to me. I actually really love that card. It's just like the wild card said. If you want to learn how to sell, please watch this match.
Or you want just a plain laugh.
You want to learn how to oversell, please watch this match. If you're wanting to know how to undersell and do nothing, then stray away, because HBK Shawn Michaels freaking does everything in this match. And this isn't a takeaway from Hulk Hogan, because Hulk Hogan does what he does. He hulks up, puts on an all-American match, and he does his thing.
I will say about that match, going back down to the deep dive of it, there was actually supposed to be a series of 3 matches, and this was going to be the first one.
Neither wanted to lose.
And Shawn finally said, you know what, we'll put Hogan over, but, I'm going to win these final 2 matches, and, hey, that just doesn't work for me, brother, so...
And Shawn said he was going to oversell every move he did.
And he did. Exactly that. Getting hit with a big boot, standing back up, and doing a twirl twist back down.
Yes.
I'm just absolutely incredible. Go ahead, Cash.
It is. It's absolutely incredible. So, there's been tons of SummerSlam matches. Making down to a 10 is very hard, so I jumped up some years here, so I'm giving you guys the chronological order here to show you. We're jumping from 05, we're jumping all the way up to 2011 right now. I am putting in Randy Orton versus Christian in a no-holds-barred match for the World Heavyweight Championship in 2011. Most iconic for that ending sequence and moment.
Is that
where
the one
he
with...
eats the kendo stick, Christian goes to springboard off the rope, turns and gets RKO flat out of nowhere. And it's a beautiful ending. That is potentially one of the, if not the best no-holds-barred match I've ever seen. They put Christian on another level, becoming heel and doing the world title thing. That was when Orton went back to SmackDown for the first time since his career started and everything. Fantastic. 2013, Daniel Bryan, John Cena WWE Championship. This one's special because John Cena had a moment leading up to this to where he was making the choice of who he wanted to defend the title against at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
There was no number 1 contender match.
Nope.
There was no stipulation or way to get in said match. He chose. he chose Daniel Bryan. He wasn't just choosing his opponent, he was choosing the guy that he was going to take the title and send him on his way. Lo and behold, was there something that happened at the end, and Daniel Bryan didn't walk out champion, but I am not going to include that part of why that's here. The match itself is fantastic.
And you also have to look at that as the pivotal moment that the Yes Movement actually started, was during that.
Because Cena puts him over, Triple H raises his hand, kicks him in the gut, pedigree, Randy Orton
cashes in,
wins again.
It goes on to, that Yes Movement where John Cena and Randy Orton later on in the year are having the title coordination, getting ready to unify the titles, and
that ladder match.
The show was in Seattle, but that crowd took over and took over the show hostage and chanted for Daniel Bryan. And then this is awesome. Like, I could continue going on to the story, but that Yes Movement really started right there at SummerSlam.
I agree. I think so. I think can we say John Cena's
we get Evolution again and everything else?
Can we say John Cena's responsible for the Yes Movement? I mean, hey. Moving on from 2013, we're going. Yes.
We love you, John. We're going to miss you.
We're going to go up to 2015 with more John, because SummerSlam and John are just anonymous. Seth Rollins and John Cena at SummerSlam. WWE Championship, United States Championship. You almost kind of had the feeling in the back of your head that Cena going to win the WWE title again right now when this new up-and-comer Seth is here. It's very hard to think about, and lo and behold, it didn't happen. This is clearly the right move at the time. Didn't we know it or not? No, but that was a great move. Seth being double champ, it was a hell of a scene to see.
Seth winning WWE champion and John Cena winning as United States champion.
Yeah. It was great to see. Keeping it moving. The John Cena train moves on, guys. Because this, I think, no particular order of my match has been except for chronological, but man, this might be in the top 2, if not best, SummerSlam match all time. I love AJ Styles versus John Cena 2016.
Ooh, I forgot about that.
First meetup. Holy God. Did we
beat up John Cena?
Boy, did we get it. And that just started something magical right there after that. Go watch it.
It's the face that runs the place.
Dude, versus the franchise.
The house that AJ Styles.
I'm telling you. Go catch it. 2016 WWE's on another level. SmackDown Live. That match is a banger. Speaking of SmackDown Live, Talking Smack, we go to 2018 where Talking Smack delivered us.
Yes.
The return and one of the greatest matches ever as well. The Miz, Daniel Bryan. A 23-minute banger at SummerSlam 2018. Again, in a year at a time where WWE was not at its strongest. 2018, 2019, even 2017 right there.
I love SmackDown Live. I'm going to be honest.
Yeah, not super strong.
2016 was
16 was one of the best years in WWE history. 17 began to fail. 18, 19, horrible. So for Miz, Daniel Bryan to put on this almost 25-minute match banger at SummerSlam between them, fantastic. Please go catch it. We get up to 2021. We've got fans again. We've got Roman Reigns, John Cena. What felt like a dream match because it's already happened before, but with this new character of Roman at this time now, and Cena coming back saying, I've only got to do one thing, and that's pin you. 1, 2, 3, in which Cena did on SmackDown. Did lay down and pinned him. 1, 2, 3. No ref. That felt like a dream match because it felt like it didn't happen, but it did. It's happened before. We've seen them in the ring at times and stuff.
It was that Battleground, I want to say.
Yeah, but
and the first time ever, let's put Roman Reigns over and feed him down our throats again. Back then,
that was the time, and we hated him exactly. So like, this was good. This was
just
beautiful.
like the Shield triple threat for the first time ever. Let's put it on some not on a premium live event and not at a SummerSlam or a WrestleMania
and
or
to
whatever.
Wrap up, we're going to go one more year after 2022. We're going to go with the Roman train again, but I mean, he went on a hell of a run for these few years here. Roman and Brock, that last man standing match for the Undisputed WWE Universal Championship
in Nashville, Tennessee.
What a match! What a moment! You really thought Brock was going to win right there. It was very possible at the time because Brock is so flip of a coin. It couldn't happen. It could happen. It couldn't. It could. Visuals, tons of visuals from that match. Most importantly, that microphone toss from the top of the forklift, the wink by Roman, and then the crazy dive by Brock. Kicks it right into the match. I mean,
that match is incredible. I'm glad you pointed that out. I've watched wrestling a long time, and I've watched even a lot more older wrestling than that. Watching that match, I have seen something I had never seen in my life. To the point I get up off of my couch and go stand in front of my TV because I do not, my brain cannot compute what I'm watching on the screen. When Brock takes that backhoe and he just raises it up, and Roman takes that iconic tumble
Right
from the
off it,
top all the way to the bottom.
Crazy.
Just wow. Sorry for the fans who were on that side who could not watch the rest of that match with that ring being
That's why we like
jacked
catching
up
it
in
at home
there.
sometimes.
But that wow.
And I'll leave you guys with my honorable mention. There's so many SummerSlam matches. I mean, literally, I could keep going on and just keep saying, hey, go watch this and go watch this and go watch this one. There's so many great SummerSlam matches. I didn't put on there Undertaker and Edge in the Hell in a Cell match 08. They were cooking in 08 on SmackDown. They were very good back then with Edge and Taker. Batista, the Kane, other main event players, stuff like that. Taker Edge is one of those heated rivalries, and it culminated inside a Hell in a Cell at one point. And it was awesome. Taker wins, they get out of there. Edge is still moving. Taker's top of the ramp. He doesn't like that. He comes back to the ring to choke slam Edge off a ladder through the ring. Yes, through the ring. He went through the gaping hole through the ring and lit it on fire. Visuals at SummerSlam with the Dead Man. That's my top 10 with an honorable mention right there. Cap, take us to your 10. Your top 10 here in no particular order for SummerSlam. What do you got for us over there? Give us some good stuff.
Well, again, a lot of repeat stuff.
Oh, of course. Like I said,
Since
there's
I'm
so many to
going last, I have a lot of the same matches as you guys, but it's okay because we'll still talk about them. John Cena, Seth Rollins, 2015, winner takes all.
Yep.
Obviously was a great match. The ending was a little dog shit, Jon Stewart, but other than that, the match itself was phenomenal. That all white and gold attire. Shout out to the Funko Pop I got. Seth Rollins.
That gear was so clean, and
it's the best gear he's ever had.
It's wow.
He's had some fire gear,
and it's amazed like that all white hasn't come back yet. For him or for anybody else for that reason. I don't know if they don't want to get it dirty or I don't know, but that all white just was so clean with the gold trim.
It was very clean. And then another match that we already talked about, 2002 unsanctioned match between Shawn Michaels and Triple H. And again, great match. Ends with a roll-up, but I understand why. You continue the rivalry. Triple H bludgeoned Shawn in the back of the head with a sledgehammer, and what a visual it was, and what a ruthless, dirty bastard Triple H was to end that. A match that nobody talked about. We go back to 2009 and a TLC match for the World Heavyweight Championship between CM Punk and Jeff Hardy. If you remember the pay-per-view before that, at the time it was a pay-per-view.
Yep.
What is it? CM Punk cashes in on Jeff Hardy, who gets it done. Who was pinned on the ladder? Was it Edge?
What, under the ladder?
Under the ladder. Jeff beats Edge for the title.
Oh, where he was hanging. Yeah. Literally through the rung of the ladder.
Yep.
Like this.
He
Jeff
hangs, and then Punk comes down at the end, and then
He cashes in on Jeff, and then he's standing over Jeff, and it turns
and who is
into
it?
Taker.
The Undertaker, man. That was, and then so you get the cultivation of that.
Cooking though earlier. I
I'm
said
telling
like
you.
08, 09, they
great.
were on fire.
08-09 was fantastic.
Yeah, fantastic match.
Again,
CM Punk, Jeff Hardy.
we'll go
what a
back
call.
to 2011 with the No Holds Barred with Christian, Randy Orton. Just
I'm telling you, man.
when I think about RKOs, that's something that just lives rent free in my head. Is that RKO and a Christian?
It's that run from Christian.
And you know
right
what's
there,
crazy?
Bro, because
Christian
they didn't have to turn him heel right there, and they did,
and that
it
shows
produced.
to what he is today at AEW.
Dude, it produced.
Might
man.
be the best heel in all of professional wrestling.
Right
let's
now.
be honest.
Pretty good call right there.
And then again, 2016, AJ Styles, John Cena, first meetup ever, beat up John Cena. That was fantastic. 5-star match. Edge Taker, Hell in a Cell, 2008. Cash had that as his honorable mention. I have that in my top 10. Fantastic match as well. Then we'll go back to 1998, the Intercontinental title in the ladder match between Triple H and The Rock. Like
that's a good one.
Yeah, these guys
That is a good one, man. Okay.
got cultivated into the main event.
Yeah.
After
Yeah, think
this,
about that.
and
2 main
back
event
in the day,
players.
that used to be how it is. You win the Intercontinental title, then you go on to win the WWE title or the WWF title.
Yeah, you were considered the next
and
man
now,
up at that point.
as we approach SummerSlam here, what do you know? Gunther
was
Intercontinental champion and has a chance to become World Heavyweight champion.
Yes.
So Triple H looks to be going back to the route that we once knew. John Cena, Daniel Bryan, WWE title. We talked about it. We talked about Bryan winning, getting cashed in on by Orton, sets up the Yes Movement. That was great storytelling. Also, got to have TLC 1, Hardy's, Dudley's, Edge and Christian. And 1992, because why not? Bret Hart, British Bulldog, Wembley Stadium, like we talked about.
It's classic.
British Bulldogs from there, it was a great cultivation to big storytelling between these in-laws. That's what really made the story so good. I'm going to talk about honorable mentions, and it hasn't even happened yet. I'm fully expecting CM Punk and Drew McIntyre with special guest referee Seth Rollins to be in this top 10. Next year, when we come around and we do this again, and we have an updated list, I'm telling you right now, it's going to be in the list.
Okay. That's a bold prediction, and we'll talk about that next week on Talking Like... Alright, jeez.
Got him. He was trying to do it by himself.
Got him.
It doesn't work that way here at Wild Card.
That's why
we
he's
all
third,
gotta do
man.
it.
That's why I just keep quiet.
So, that being said, we will be coming live to you again for episode 7 next week, just in time for SummerSlam. And if I'm not mistaken, what NXT PLE is?
Oh, we already
next
know.
Sunday?
Great American Bash.
American Bash.
Night 1 and Night 2 coming up, by the way, this weekend. Night 1 and Night 2.
Joe Hendry.
Joe Hendry, live concert.
Night 1, and then Night 2 will be the following week.
Night 2, you get Ethan Page, Oro Mensah for the NXT title, finally. After all of the sneak attacks and beatdowns and everything, which has been a quiet storyline over there, which I like to see. So, hey, lots of good wrestling coming up here through the next week.
And we'll talk about that next week as well. We have some big things in the works here at Talking Like Champions. And like we told you, keep listening, because eventually here there's going to be a giveaway. We got some special merchandise for you guys that are listening all around the globe.
Yeah, Wildcard's already going to have to hook me up with a special piece anyway, so we'll get to it for you guys. We're about it.
So we talked about 30 matches. Well, that's 33 matches here on Talking Like Champions tonight. And
A couple repeats, but we did talk about them.
We all had 33 selections.
That is true. Honorable mentions and all, yeah.
We didn't dive too deep into the matches. We just hope that you go and check out these matches, and maybe they'll make your top 10 of your favorite SummerSlam matches. And we hope that you enjoyed this special preview of Talking Like Champions in this special edition episode where we talk about our favorite things. So with that being said, Wildcard, I think there's something that you have to do for these people here.
Yeah, just
we like to
because
talk
it's
about
special.
favorites.
Doesn't mean you don't stop doing it.
What's
normal.
your favorite match that was not on the SummerSlam list that these people can go home and watch? I'll give you 1 minute. You got 1 minute to go ahead
Give you a
and
minute to
pull it
decide
up
here.
and tell me which one you think.
Let's do it again.
You left as well.
I'll leave him with one because I have one already that wasn't said from any of us, and I was going to say it. Here's another good one to catch. If you guys like multi-man matches, go ahead and catch
2018.
the demise of... No, actually.
Oh, okay.
Catch I believe it's 2010, maybe 11. Catch the demise of the Nexus against Team WWE. John Cena led, by the way. Bret Hart on the team as well. And it was ultimately the end of Nexus right there. They defeated them. They were, after all the months and beatdowns and them coming to the roster to make a name for themselves, that was a huge SummerSlam match right there, to be completely honest. I mean...
Oh, I got one!
And just like that, there you go, guys. So
Is
check
it
out
from
Team Nexus, Team WWE.
Are you thinking along the
Check
lines
this.
of what I'm thinking? Because I'm thinking that I had something for the people as well. Is it from SummerSlam 2000?
It is not from SummerSlam.
Oh, okay.
All right,
That's
we got
where I'm
three
thinking.
different matches.
I'm
here.
going to an actual recent match.
Okay, I like
I'm going
recent.
to last year's SummerSlam. It was a little tricky there at the end, but I'm going with Ricochet versus Logan Paul at last year's SummerSlam.
Okay.
There's a little...
Let's go viral.
Hey, let's go viral.
we're viral, though.
It was a little messy on that Spanish fly, but hey, Ricochet said, I'm taking your ass with me whether you want to go or not, and slam
call.
it through the table. It was just great. Those styles are incredible, and
Yeah, they do mesh well together.
yeah, they do.
Well, I was thinking you were going to say Steve Blackman and Shane McMahon at 2000.
Man, Shane is
because you talked about it earlier, but you forgot about it.
Shane always taking these ridiculous bumps for no reason.
But that might be the most ridiculous bump he's ever taken.
But
so clean.
We
that
kinda-
flat back bump is so clean.
you can't stray away from this man because, I mean, unfortunately, everybody tries to forget, but this match was just too damn good. 2000, 2 out of 3 falls. Chris Benoit defeats Chris Jericho.
Oh, he went there.
I went there.
He went there.
He was a GOAT growing up. I don't condone what he did, but as far as in-ring competition, dude's top 5.
He's one of the best. I don't have any wrong with saying anything about Chris Benoit and his wrestling.
Always sold the shit out of the neck, the headbutt, the missed toothless aggression.
Dude, go check out Benoit and Orton 04 SummerSlam heavyweight title where Orton becomes the
There it is, another SummerSlam gem.
youngest heavyweight champion ever. Dude, solid match out of them right there. And while let Orton work and show that he could be good and be the next man up, and he ultimately put him over at the end. Gave him the title, shook his hand, and left.
So we talked about this giveaway, and there's only one way that you guys will even be able to have the opportunity to win something, because we have to start doing it this way. If you're listening to this podcast on YouTube, go ahead and drop your comment down below. As these millennials would say. Drop a comment below, like, follow, subscribe on Talking Like Champions, and drop what your favorite match from SummerSlam is and what Wildcard's match of the week was, because he's the guy that started it all with the match of the week. So let's be honest, you gotta know the Wildcards.
Absolutely.
And if you're listening anywhere else, you can feel free to message us or personally drop something on our page on Talking Like Champions Facebook, X, Instagram, or anywhere that you have a social following.
Yep, and you can catch any of these episodes of this podcast on all podcast streaming devices everywhere.
And I think that just about does it, because, let's be honest, I gotta go send the house. I'm trying to get these boys here on NCAA college football
It's got us in a
25.
stranglehold, guys. It has us in a stranglehold.
So until next time, guys, this is Talk. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Got him
Fuck
again.
off, bub. This
All
is
together.
Talking Like Champions. See ya.
Later.
Yeet.